Hello again. The Practical Animal channel is dedicated to the public understanding of conservation. It aims to give you the career hacks that may just give you the edge you need to get that dream animal job ahead of the herd. Each week, I interview conservation leaders from all over the world. Today's guest is a conservation thinker speaking on the plight of the Anoa, a wild cow. Dr. Apip Hasna is veterinarian at the Anoa Breeding Centre, Manado, Sulawesi, Indonesia. The Red Data Book lists Lowland Anoa as endangered. There are about 1,000 Anoa in Sulawesi. According to scientists, Anoa first appeared in the fossil record between 1.2 and 0.9 million years ago.
Pip, what's your best Anoa fact, please?
Female Anoa is very selective when it comes to mating. So, how to select the best possible male? When they want to mate, female and male Anoa have to fight each other. Why? Because female has to choose the best and the strongest male with the best genetic. And how to select him? When they run each other and they fight, they will produce sweat, and in the sweat it contains some hormones like pheromones and other things which help the female to know, oh, this male is the best, the strongest.
Pip, what's the latest news on Anoas in Sulawesi?
Last year, in January, we have the first and only captive Lowland Anoa born by Caesarean Section in Indonesia.
Congratulations, that's material for the record books, I think. Pip, why are Anoas important?
In our ecosystem, Anoa has so many roles. They are a flagship species and also become an umbrella species and keystone species. It means when we protect Anoa, which has a very wide range area, we also protect their habitat.
Pip, can you describe Anoa conservation today, please? What is their status? Are they critically endangered? Are they of least concern? What is their natural range? Are they restricted entirely to Sulawesi? Are they endemic to Sulawesi?
Okay,
and the population trends, stable, increasing, decreasing?
So Anoa is endemic to Sulawesi Island in Indonesia. And their population is estimated to be less than 2,000 and a half every year. 200 of Anoas are being hunted every year. They are classified as endangered by IUCN. And in Indonesia, they're also classified as protected animals.
Pip, what jobs are there with Anoas?
You can work as a veterinarian, and you can also work as an animal keeper. So we have a keeper here who give food and clean the enclosure of Anoa every day. And you can also help them by become a biologist, a conservationist, and also a researcher, and so many more.
Pip, what questions regarding Anoa conservation would you like to see answered by the close of the 21st century?
So the question is, why Anoa is endangered?
What are good questions that new entrants into Anoa conservation can ask at interview?
How do they know how to mate and how the breeding effort of Anoa are made? The answer is Anoa is a solitary animal, and we put them in individual enclosure, and we can only put them together when the female is in estrus period or in its perfect time to mate.
Pip, does your project take volunteers?
Uh-huh. So before COVID-19 pandemic, we used to have some international volunteers at IBC who help us to give food for Anoa and then conduct some mini research about them. But for now, we no longer accept them for a while. But for lately, we accept some Indonesian college students who want to conduct research about Anoa and long internship, like 1 month or 3 months internship.
What skills and personal qualities does a person need to work with Anoa?
Mm, I think the most important part is a passion, hard work, high curiosity, because there are so many mysteries about Anoa. So when you have high curiosity, we'll have motivation to keep asking, what is it? What is that?
Please, can you describe how your own career developed?
I can say I am who I am today because of what I work with Anoa. So Anoa has so many impact in my personal career, and people now know me as Anoa veterinarian. So I get that label from them, and so I work here as a fresh graduate with zero experience, of course, and then I learn here. I try to solve so many problems that we have until I get the peak is when I can conduct the Caesarean section, the first successful in Indonesia. And after that, I have so many opportunities to join national and international conferences, as well as produce some books and peer-reviewed journals to share the knowledge and research about Anoa. And yeah, I have so many opportunity and link to meet so many experts around the world who has the same passion with Anoa and or wildlife like that. Yeah, and I think I am who I am today because of Anoa. Once a national newspaper has published a story about me and my work about Anoa in a national newspaper called Kompas in Indonesia. What a surreal moment.
I'll bet it was. What meetings or people or books have most influenced your thinking about Anoa management and conservation?
I have a book about the behavior ecology of Anoa, and it is produced by Indonesian researcher, Indonesian lecturer at my uni. So he is like the father of Anoa in Indonesia, and I kept that book as one of my magic books. So I read that book every time anywhere because it is a complete guidebook about Anoa, but it's not complete yet, and it motivates me to create another book regarding the management of Anoa husbandry, Anoa health, and Anoa behavior in captivity. And last year, the book has been published.
So you've published a book on Anoa.
Yeah. But it's not only by myself, and we work together between me and other researchers and also other institutions. We publish a book about the ex situ management of Anoa.
Is it in English?
It is in Indonesian, but we do hope so. In the near future, we will translate it in English.
Fantastic.
So many people has requested me, but
When would it become available in the Indonesian language or in English? How can people get it?
uh, you can buy it online. So there will be a pre-order. You can contact the publisher, and they will produce a book just for you.
What's it going to be called in English, Apid?
The exit management. I think a complete guidebook of captive Anoa management.
Where do our knowledge gaps lie regarding Anoa conservation?
Based on my experience working with Anoa, there are so many mysteries about them that are still waiting to be resolved. And one of them is the pregnancy hormone of Anoa. So because when they get pregnant, the color of their hair will change from brown and then get darker and darker and darker and then get black, and then when they give birth, it will change again into brown like that and golden brown. So I think it relates to their hormonal status, but there is no complete research about that, and we're still lacking of some detection kit to detect and to detect their pregnancy as early as possible. So we still have some problem with that. So, in cattle, in buffalo, there are so many commercial test kits to know whether they are pregnant or no, like from urine and then from their blood, like that. But for Anoa, there are no test kits available. So I'm still figuring out how to make one, because when we know the Anoa is pregnant from their earlier time, we can we can create a proper management during the pregnancy to prevent dystocia, so they can give birth normally without Caesarean section, like that. So it's very important, and because they are related to buffalo, they have a very thick skin and the abdominal, and when we have to conduct ultrasonography examination, it is not easy to see the fetus inside the womb, because the ultrasonography or the probe cannot yeah cannot see the baby well because of their thick skin.
Pip, can you suggest a research topic for wildlife biologists watching this who want to study Anoans?
Um, some of the topic that I want to suggest is the hormonal frequency of Anoa, and then the genetic, because Anoa have so many various genetic chromosome number, and there are still some debates of the subpopulation of Anoa and whether it is a hybrid species between mountain and lowland Anoa, like that. Their genetic, their hormones, and then their behavior, and also the nutrition that needs for Anoa, the nutrition needs for Anoa, and also color variation.
Pip, is there anything that you'd like to add?
I also accept international guests coming at Anoa breeding center, and sometimes they ask, "Do you think people already know Anoa well, and how is the management and how is the conservation effort being made in Sulawesi itself?" But sadly, so many people are familiar with Anoa but never seen one in the wild because they are very sensitive, and that's why Anoa is like a myth species for them. They are known as devil of the forest because they are very aggressive. So some people are very afraid of Anoa, thinking that when you meet them in the forest, it is better for you to run rather than see them closer, like that. And so some people are afraid with them. So many misperception about Anoa, and people keep saying that their meat is very delicious because they are very active rather than cow and buffalo. And yeah, uh, I'm sad of the fact that so many local people are familiar with them, but don't know uh, don't know that Anoa is endangered, didn't know that Anoa is protected, and they are still consumed Anoa. And so some guys ask me, what do you think we still need to do to help Anoa from the brink of extinction? Yeah, I always tell people that we don't have to be famous people, we don't have to be smart people, we don't have to be an influencer, we don't have to be a scientist to help Anoa. So we can be whatever we want. We can do so. We can do educate people, we can raise awareness about them without being a veterinarian, without being a biologist, without being a conservationist. Because when the more people know about Anoa, the more people will have sense of belonging that this species has to be protected. And then, yeah, we have a collective movement to support Anoa.
Pip, you are the veterinarian at the Anoa Breeding Center in Manado. Thank you very much for being on the Practical Animal channel, Dr. Afifa Hasna.
It's my pleasure to share about Anoa with you, John, and you guys, and you too.
That's great, Apip.
Yeah, just in case you come to Manado, just contact me and you can see the Anoa.
That's great. Do you have a website? How could people contact you, Apip?
So you can approach us through social media. We have Facebook and Instagram. You can search Anoa Breeding Center Manado. Yeah, you can get contact. You can get in touch with me from.
Thank you, Apip.